Thought for the day. Live your life. Forget your age.
Welcome to 7 Minutes for Yourself. I'm Christina Aina, and I'm so glad you've joined me for what I believe will be 7 of the most enriching minutes of your day. Let's take this time to reconnect with ourselves and improve our well-being.
In today's episode of 7 Minutes for Yourself, we are taking time to evaluate our nighttime routines. Have a listen.
Here are 5 reasons why your night routine is holding you back and what you can do to fix it. Dr. Jabal, MedSchoolInsiders.com. I recently did a video covering 8 morning routine mistakes that are holding you back. In this video, we'll cover the flip side and talk about the 5 common night routine mistakes and how to build your own perfect night routine. Let's get into it. Mistake number 1 is not having a consistent nighttime routine. Every good day starts with a good night's sleep. So if you want to have an effective tomorrow, you need to start preparing today. Having a consistent night routine gives you the necessary time and space to decompress after a long day. It helps you ease into sleep so that by the time your head hits the pillow, your body and mind are ready for bed. Think about wakefulness like driving a car. After you wake up, it takes some time to warm up the engine and get to speed. But once you get up to speed, it's pretty easy to keep going. After a day of driving, the time eventually comes when you need to start slowing down. You don't want to redline the engine and slam on the brakes from 100 to 0. Doing so is incredibly jarring both for you and the car. Instead, you want to ease into it and slow down gradually before finally coming to a stop. An effective nighttime routine is similar. It gives you much needed time to decompress and lets you gradually relax into sleep, both physically and mentally. Without it, you're just slamming on the brakes and trying to force your body to sleep when it's not ready to. Mistake number 2 is not optimizing your routine for sleep. According to the CDC, more than a third of American adults do not get the recommended 7 to 9 hours of sleep per day. This is a big problem if you're trying to maximize your productivity, as research has shown that both acute and chronic sleep deprivation negatively impact cognition. In addition, inadequate sleep has also been shown to negatively impact mental health. Although we often think of difficulty sleeping as a symptom of an underlying mood disorder, research suggests that inadequate sleep can also be a causal factor contributing to the development of mood disorders. Mistake number 3 is not activating your parasympathetic nervous system. There are 2 major divisions of the autonomic nervous system, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. The sympathetic nervous system is often referred to as the fight or flight system. It prepares the body for higher acuity situations. The parasympathetic nervous system, on the other hand, is the rest and digest system. It returns our bodies to a calm, relaxed state and prepares us for rest. For optimal sleep, we want to activate the parasympathetic in the hour or so leading up to bedtime and avoid activating the sympathetic. The first step to achieving this is to lower your body temperature. The optimal bedroom temperature for sleep is believed to be somewhere between 65 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit. However, you can accomplish the same effect in a few different ways. Setting your AC to a cooler level is one solution. However, you can also use a mattress cooler, such as the CHILIPAD or BedJet, or reduce clothing while in bed. For example, I live in a hot climate, so I set my AC to 72 degrees and sleep in a pair of shorts with a light blanket. This allows me to lower my body temperature without having a huge energy bill at the end of the month. The next step to activating the parasympathetic nervous system is to avoid things that stimulate you. This means no caffeine, no high-intensity music, no backlit screens, and especially no smartphone right before bed. Blue light, like the light from a phone screen, stimulates photoreceptors in your eyes, which suppress melatonin release from your pineal gland. Melatonin is a key hormone involved in regulating our circadian rhythm and priming our bodies for sleep. When melatonin production is inhibited, we don't feel as tired, and it becomes more difficult to fall asleep. Matthew Walker, professor of neuroscience and psychology at UC Berkeley, explains that using your phone at night can also result in sleep procrastination. You start by checking your email or social media, and the next thing you know, an hour has passed and you're still wide awake. The easiest way to avoid this is to not bring your phone into the bedroom. If this is not possible, he recommends imposing a rule on yourself that you can only use your phone while standing up. If you follow this rule, after a few minutes, you'll probably feel the urge to lay down in bed, at which point you will have to put the phone down. The last thing to do to activate your parasympathetic nervous system is wind down and relax. Do something that makes you feel comfortable, something that eases your stress. For some, this might be stretching or doing some light foam rolling. Others prefer to practice deep breathing or meditation. My activity of choice is to read a relaxing book on my Kindle. This is often fiction or a biography or something related to my personal interests. I try to avoid reading any kind of intellectual intellectually stimulating book, because I'm not optimizing for learning in the last few minutes of the day, but rather easing into restorative sleep. Mistake number 4 is not setting yourself up for a successful tomorrow. One of the qualities of an effective nighttime routine is that it prepares you for the next day. Take some time to reset your environment so everything is ready for you when you wake up. Clean and organize your desk, do the dishes, pick up your laundry, do all those little things that will prepare you for the next day. After you reset your environment, ask yourself if there's anything else you can do to make things easier in the morning. This might include prepping your backpack, or laying out your clothes, or leaving reminders for yourself for anything you might forget in the morning. When I go on an early morning flight, for example, I leave a sticky note next to my phone reminding me to pack my glasses and retainers, as I can't pack them the night before. By setting yourself up for a more successful tomorrow, future you will thank you, and it's a good feeling. In fact, I find that the more you do this, the more inclined you are to do it in the future. It acts as a positive feedback loop. Lastly, mistake number 5 is not taking time to reflect on your day. Too often we focus on the negatives, the things we wanted to accomplish but didn't, and forget to appreciate the small wins. A great way to remind yourself of the small wins and express gratitude for the things you've accomplished is through reflection. The way I do this is by journaling at the end of the day. And just like I have a journaling template for the morning, I have one for the night as well. I write about the 3 most amazing things that happened today, 3 lessons I learned, and what would have made today better. This reflection provides perspective so that I'm not always focusing on what I didn't do, and also helps me with future direction. I can identify consistent themes under what would make today better, and can focus my energy in a more data-backed manner that's more likely to improve my life. The last item that I journal about at the end of each day is the singular most important question for the day, which I then pose to my subconscious before I sleep. Doing so gives my unconscious mind the chance to mull it over while I sleep, often giving me a fresh take in the morning.
That concludes today's episode of 7 Minutes for Yourself. Please take a moment to rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts. Today and every day with your kiddo is a gift. Enjoy it. Thanks for tuning in.